So we have our two plants here. Philodendron 69686 is in need of a moss pole. You can see the stem right there. Some roots that grew while it's gone, and that root at the bottom. It's gonna get put into this pot with the moss pole. And then the Philodendron Cebu Blue, not Philodendron, Epipremnum Cebu Blue, is dripping water. I just watered earlier. I'm gonna take the moss pole out, and I'm going to put it into this pot and keep it as a trailing plant. So I'm just gonna start, honestly. So the Philodendron 69686 I will talk about in a minute, but first, the Cebu Blue. I've had this plant for a while now. It's one of my oldest plants. And I don't have that many. I only have the one because I'm not an enormous fan. I like the way it looks, but I feel like this is one that I don't care to have more of. Oh goodness, I can hear the roots. Oh. Well, broke some roots off. That's okay though. Anyway. And I've had this for about a year, maybe year and a half. And it's always been a trailing plant until recently I put it onto the moss pole. But I don't really like the way it looks. It's not growing great, and it's not easy to put anywhere because it needs vertical and, well, it's still vertical, but it needs space above and below it, which I don't really have in the greenhouse. And moss poles outside the greenhouse don't really do that well because I'm a chronic underwaterer. Anyway, that was pretty speedy. So I decided not to put it in here because the moss pole just ripped right out. So I just filled in the hole it made. And there we go. Much nicer looking Epipremnum, Cebu Blue. Gosh, I need to learn the difference. There we go. That will go back on the shelf later. And then I can repot this one. So the 69686 I haven't had for incredibly long. I've probably had it probably less than a month actually. But it's done well with me. It's put out, I think, 2 leaves, which have been larger. Oh, a slug. And man, I have a slug problem. They all came in from outside. And I've always wanted this one because I kind of like the lobey philodendrons. So I'm hoping to get a Longolo bottom and a Jopii to really match with this. Wow. Those are some nice roots. Oh. There's not a lot of roots, but they look really good. So that's good. And actually the lack of roots is probably good because the square pots are pretty small. At least the amount of space left once the plant and the pole are in there. Okay, so... And I've always kind of wanted this, and they had them at the garden center. This was only $10, pretty good price compared to what I see online. So, yeah, I guess there's not much to say about this one because I haven't had it for as long. I don't have multiples, but it did grow great while I was gone. It loves it in the greenhouse. The root growth was amazing, and actually grew out the bottom of the pot, which I have seen quite commonly among my plants is roots out the bottom of the pot. And me not having enough soil to repot all of them. All right, let's just stick this on here. And I'm gonna try to funnel some of these roots into the moss pole to just get it started climbing. Because I really want these to grow nice and big. Oh, that root broke. That's unfortunate. Man, this is a very boring video. Too bad I don't have any software to cut out parts of it. Go in here. Over back. Wow. All right, well, that was really easy. I totally thought I'd get at least like a 5-10 minute video out of this, but now I just have to stick the tag in here. Wrong way. Boop. And there we go. The nice thing about these square pots is they fit the moss poles really nicely, so you don't have to wait for roots to hold it in. Well, that was really fast, so I think I might actually grab some other things out of the greenhouse that need work. Okay, so now I have some of my new things here that I'm going to be doing. And you probably can already tell this one up here is Philodendron White Princess. This is a propagation I took a month ago, quite a long time. Right here are more White Princesses, which I also took maybe a little less than a month ago, as well as a Brandianum propagation, Brandy. And then this is the bottom of the brandy. I'm going to put the top cutting right back on there. However, I realized I don't have enough soil, so I'm going to move the Cebu Blue into this pot like I originally said, and change my premise for the entire video, which seems to be a surprisingly common thing for me. Man, that was very soft soil. It's like a column. Anyway, just gotta tickle these roots, get the soil off of them for the most part. Doesn't have to be perfect, just most of it. And we can pop it in here and fill it with soil. Shimmy that soil. Those of you that know what that means are clearly viewers of a specific YouTube channel. Okay. And there we go. That looks a little bit better, and I have a lot more soil to play with. I think I actually overwatered that one, so it's good that I replaced some soil. The soil in here is not as chunky as I'd like because I've been kind of running on empty for a while. Okay, first up is the Brantianum. This one's super simple. I'm not even going to take it out of the pot. I'm just going to grab the propagation. Got some good roots on that. And I'm just going to dig a little hole for it right here. So I think I mentioned in a previous video that I thought my Brantianum might have a virus of some kind because it was like, it put out a leaf that was like almost half pink and the pink side didn't unfurl either. I'm not sure what that is, so if anybody could tell me, that would be great. And I think the same thing's happening to my melanochrysum, which is kind of nerve-wracking. I'm so upset with my melanochrysum. It looked so good. Put out a really nice leaf. It was starting to get like the mature shape, and then it went back downhill even smaller than when I first got it. So I think I might have to start over. I'll just like give away or sell the one I have now and start with a baby. All right, there we go. That was super easy. Little Brantianum cutting. I have a really easy time with the Brantianum. It's low maintenance, doesn't grow incredibly well, but doesn't give me any fuss. All right, next up is this. I probably had this in here for too long. I think some of the roots rotted a little bit, but the stem looks pretty good, and there's nice roots. This one will be really easy as well. Just put it in there, fill it with soil, shake it. Make sure it's not too deep because I don't want to deal with stem rot. And just pack it in. There we go. That was super easy. I am considering selling this. It's got really nice marbled variegation. It grows really well and it looks very nice. But I think I might keep it because it's really nice. I don't have a ton of really nice ones of those. Most of mine are pretty small, but they all look pretty good, the new leaves. Some of the old ones don't look great. You know, I don't think these are quite ready for soil yet, but I can still show them off, I guess. Okay, so we got one cutting here. Little new growth, good variegation, kind of segmented. I'm not a huge fan of that. And this one, not great variegation, but really nice new growth. Pretty good roots on that. And this one really shot the lights out. I think it already had new growth on it when I cut it, but those two leaves that I'm not holding are new. Not an incredible variegation, but they look pretty good. They're very well formed. All right, yeah, I guess that's it for those. I guess they're not getting soil. So looks like this video is kind of short, but I don't have much more to do. I'm actually pretty on top of things for once. I guess I could do these guys. They look like they can eat it. Let's take a look. Some of them look ready, but not all of them. I could pull out the ones that are ready. Okay, got those ones. Got a few more right here. These ones are definitely ready. Look at that. Okay. I think this is going to be a longer, more boring video than I normally make, unfortunately, but hey, I feel like I need to make more videos when I do things. I do a lot of things without the camera on, and then afterwards I'm like, oh, that would have been a good thing to film. So I'm just gonna like record everything, and who knows if it'll do well, who knows if it'll be horrible. And even if nobody watches any of it, that doesn't look great, at least I'll have the record for myself of when I did things. So there's always an upside. Why did I leave that out? That needs to go. Yeah, not many of these look ready. These are gonna have to be saved for another day for the most part. I always have good success with these. These are one of the things I think I'm gonna try to sell soon. So if anybody's interested in buying these 3 propagations, I'm gonna put them, actually I'm probably gonna put these 2 in one pot and the other one I'm not gonna do. If anyone wants to buy some of these, let me know in the comments, and I'll maybe set one up for sale and see how it does. Actually, these roots are kind of large. There's a lot of roots on these. These have been propagating for probably 2 months now, whereas sometimes these can take as little as 2 weeks. Like, no joke. I know a lot of people say like, oh, it'll be done in like 2 weeks or something, but these literally can, they'll start having roots in 2 weeks. And at that point, it's just your decision on when it's ready for soil. I typically try to wait until at least 3 of the roots have a collective 3 inches of length. So like, even if it has 3 inches, if it's spread out over like 20 tiny roots, it's not ready. So if 3 roots add up to 3 inches, I consider it soil worthy. And that looks pretty nice. If anyone wants to buy that, I might put that up for sale. It's a pretty good looking one. Oh goodness, I'm getting overrun by my workspace. Let's see, any other propagations that are ready? I'm gonna go have a looky around. Okay, so I found 3 more things that might have some ready propagations. I found this little jar of philodendron painted lady, this jar with like a little bit of everything in it, actually some Cebu blues. Oh, this one fell out. And this jar of philodendron ruby or arabescens. I think these are top cuttings. These would be good candidates for me to sell. let's look at some roots. Those look pretty good. Let's see. That one's not ready. I think that one's ready. Oh, that one's definitely ready. Wow, look at those. This one's ready. And this one's ready. So I don't actually have enough pots with me for these right now. So I'm gonna have to go get some more pots. Okay, so all I was able to find in high quantity were these Bonnie pots, but they will work. So this is filled in a ruby, and I haven't had this for all that long. I bought it during the winter. It was like, I got a gift card gifted to me by someone, I don't remember who, and I bought a big plant of this. I took a lot of propagations, and now I have several big ones and a lot of small ones. And I'm thinking I might sell this one because I don't need another one of these, to be quite frank. I have probably 8 pots of it and probably almost 50 individual plants that I can cut from, and they grow really fast. They're really hardy, honestly. This is probably my hardest to kill philodendron. They're super low light tolerant. They prefer bright light, but low light tolerant. I think this will be for sale if anyone's interested in. Low light tolerant, and they seem to do well with basically anything. They're super tolerant to underwatering, which is really good for me because I always underwater everything. So yeah, overall, one of my easiest. This is up there with the Melanochrysum and Brantianum, and probably the Burley Marks too. So yeah, I think I will end up selling these pretty soon here. The main issue is getting the right kind of packaging, because I'm only prepared to sell wet sticks. Anyway, so that's all of those. Next up, philodendron, whatchamacallit, painted lady. I don't actually think these are ready. Never mind. Okay. Goodness, this is going to be a long, boring video. And the last thing on my list today is these guys, this mixed jar. Okay. I see some roots. This is not ready. This never grew anything. It's unfortunate. This isn't ready. This isn't ready. Oh, it's almost ready. It's getting there. That rotted. I don't have a lot of good luck with propagations. This might be ready. I think that's ready. Okay, so we got that Triscantia. We have some Ansonii here. What am I thinking? Thinking I might sell a pot of these soonish, but I don't actually have that many of them that aren't on poles, so probably this one I'm going to keep, but soon, really soon. These things grow really quickly. Okay, so it's only that one Triscantia that's ready, and I actually don't think I'm going to be doing anything with it in this video because you can see it's like really long and bare. I think I'm going to cut it and sell the wet sticks, and I'm going to make a specific video about that and probably a post as well. So anyway, that was all I had prepared for today, or not really prepared. That was all I had planned for today, just to kind of sit down and talk about some plants, finish up some things that I've been meaning to do for a while. So yeah. Thank you. Bye.